Welcome to Picture Book Chat, where we feature a handful of new picture books each month and discuss what makes them great. Whether you're a parent, caregiver, or teacher, you're bound to find some wonderful reading suggestions from librarians Mary Ellen Boggs and Sheri Boggs.
Hello, welcome to Picture Book Chat. My name is Mary Ellen Boggs, and with me today I have Sheri Boggs.
Hello.
So we are going to talk about some of our fun books that we've gotten in.
Yes. Oh my gosh, these are great seasonal ones. Winter, holiday, good stuff.
Yes,
yeah.
A lot of fun. So we have one more than we usually go through, so we're going to try to go through these fairly quickly today. But they're super cute. So can I start off? Since this is a
do it.
Toddler book. So this is one called Bundle Up Little Pup, perfect for toddlers and preschoolers, by Doris Elys and illustrated by Elena Comte. I'm not sure I'm saying it right, Comte. But just a great little board book about kids and their pups in the snow. So we start off with a little girl getting up in the morning, and you see your little dog. And then it just talks about getting ready. So another reason I really like it, because it's about getting ready, which is great for toddlers. So there's just one or two sentences per page. Each picture has a different child in it and a different dog in it, which is kind of fun, too.
Diversity all around.
Yes. And so I love that they talk about, dressing, don't forget your boots, and even for the pups.
If they'll wear them.
If they'll wear them, that's right. And so, it just goes through about a snowy day. And then at the end, I really like that they show all the kids there and all the different activities that you can do in the snow. So that's kind of fun. You could talk about that. What are they doing there? I thought the colors were really nice in here. It just reminds me of a cozy winter snow scene here. What did you think, Sheri?
I liked this one a lot. I liked it for a lot of the same reasons you did. I like the sequence of this is how you get ready. These are the articles of clothing you put on. Like for toddlers, that's a big developmental milestone. And I love on the one page where they showed the different kinds of clothing. Like I thought that was some great vocabulary stuff for toddlers, because I don't think they spelled it out in the text, but like you see things like snow overalls and there's earmuffs and mittens.
Yeah, all the pages tend to have a lot of the clothing you would wear.
Yeah. And like you, I liked the diversity in it. I love, I think it's a later page where you see a dog that has wheels. I hope I'm not confusing it with a different... Oh, that one.
It's right there, yeah.
Like, I love that you've got like a little pug that's got an assistive device on the back there. It was really sweet.
Yes.
And I just like, there's such a palpable joy to this book.
Yes.
I just like, it really captures that excitement of going and playing in the snow.
Yes. Yeah, so, really fun one to read, but I do think that not only would toddlers like it, but preschoolers would really like it too with the dogs. And there's lots to talk about in the pictures. So, and then you could have the kids draw their favorite thing to do in the snow or their favorite pup in the book, or draw themselves and their animals at home, or draw what they like to do best in the snow. So it's perfect primer for wintertime.
Yeah. So next,
another one of my favorites.
I know. We have Don't Let the Pigeon Drive the Sleigh. I can't believe it took this long to have.
I know.
A Christmas pigeon book. And I love this. It says, you snow you want to. So like right away, it's got Mo Willems' trademark sense of humor. I love the end papers.
Yes.
And it's just like, if you have any of the pigeon books, this is kind of the same thing, where it's the constant and shrieky begging. Can I drive the sleigh? And the wheedling. Don't you want to be part of a Christmas miracle? I haven't been so naughty, and you are so nice. Like, I love the sucking up going on right here.
Yeah.
It's just so much fun. Just like I love he just completely falls apart with needing to drive this thing. And what I love about this is when he looks into it and he's like, where's the clutch or the steering thing or the honker? I think kids will get a big kick out of this. So there's nothing new that's going on with this book, but it's just the same old Pigeon fun.
Yeah. Which the kids love.
Yeah.
So, and again, all the expressions on the animals' faces is great.
Yeah.
You could talk about, would you let the pigeon drive the sleigh?
What's the worst that could happen?
Whatever could go wrong. So I think they'll have another fun one and make a great gift for if you've got a pigeon lover in your family that would love that book. That would be a good one.
Yeah. Yeah. Perfect read aloud too.
Yes.
Yeah.
Perfect. This one is I'm Going to Build a Snowman, and the words and pictures are by Jashar Awan, I think is how you say his name. Once again, just a really fun snow book about going to draw a snowman. So there's snow and papers here as they're getting ready. Starts off at the beginning of the day, sleeping and waking up and excited about the snow. I love the cat jumping off the bed and then they go through and he talks about, I'm going to build a snowman as he's getting ready. Again, you've got getting dressed in here too. I think this would be a really good one for preschoolers because there's a lot going on in the pictures too. But there's directions on how to build a snowman, which is really fun. I love the colors in it too and how they pop, the snowmen pop here. But I love, it's going to be the best snowman ever. And I love how the cat keeps appearing and is his buddy. And so he builds his snowman and he goes to decorate it. And then he looks at it and he goes, oh, there's something not quite right.
Oh, reality.
Yes.
Ruiner of dreams.
Yes. And then he figures out the poor thing is
melting.
Melting. And then he's able to perfect him in the way he wants to. So I thought it was really cute. He made it like his head is tilting, even though he's melting. And so, just a really fun book about building a snowman. And then it ends at night, so it talks about the day. I love that he gets his mom to snap a picture, too. So, I think this would be really good for preschoolers. And what did you think, Sheri?
I loved this so much. Let me tell you all the things I loved about this, Mary Ellen.
Yes.
I loved the sequencing of, not only this is how you get ready, but these are the steps to building a perfect snowman.
Yeah.
Like you've got your big circle, your medium circle, your little circle. But I also love the huge text. Like if you were sharing this, with maybe a small group, like the kids can actually see some of these letters on the page, which I always love. I love that there's a lot of, even if it's colored in, like white space, like it's not a very cluttered design. I love these huge exaggerated expressions that he's got. But most of all, I think what I loved about this was how it deals with perfectionism and anticipation, and then inevitably it's not the perfect thing that is. And that's such a not only childhood thing that you have to deal with, but even as adults, it's just, what you want to make often doesn't live up to how you're picturing it in your head.
And I love that he didn't melt down.
No, so to speak.
Even though the snowman melted down, he didn't melt down. And just the problem solving in it was fantastic.
Yeah. So it ends up being a great book for social emotional development too. And I love like the scenes vary. Like I like this stark snow scene where he's gathering his sticks. It's just it's kind of deceptively simple. There's a lot going on in this book.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it'd be great for preschool.
Yeah. And then you could do a little thing on like, well, how would you build your snowman? And what would you put on your snowman? So you could have them draw a picture or create a picture of their snowman. You could use, things like cotton balls and things like that, different types of materials for them to create their own snowman indoors and then get ready. It's almost like you're designing.
Right.
And then when it snows, you could take out their pictures and they could build another snowman, just like their picture, and see how it works. So, a fun one. So, we stumbled upon some really great snow books.
Yeah, there were a lot this season.
Yeah.
In our quest to inspire the next generation of scientists, engineers, and innovators, the library offers a wide range of programs and resources on science, technology, engineering, and math, together referred to as STEM. For young explorers, our STEM programs ignite imagination and hands-on learning. Did you know you can design your own video game, code a robot, create a marble roller coaster, or try out exciting science experiments? Together, we make STEM fun. Your library also has STEM resources you can explore at home. You can check out books on great STEM topics and borrow cool stuff, like telescopes and exploration kits from our Library of Things. Unleash your creativity, foster innovation, and explore all that Spokane County Library District has to offer. We invite you to visit one of our libraries today.
The next one is very similar. I think I love this one even more. It's hard to believe. This is Just One Flake. I love right off the bat how hilarious the cover is. I love like his tongue hanging out and like he's concentrating so much like he's winking. Again, it starts with like that huge excitement about the snow. And in this case, he wants to catch a snowflake, just like one snowflake right here. I'm not going back inside until I do it. This should work. So you see him like lying down. I love that it takes up both sides of the pages to do that. I love how hard he's concentrating. And of course, like, snow does what it wants to do. He doesn't end up catching that. And so he makes a snowman to try to get higher up because he thinks like maybe he'll be able to catch him from up there. He tries to go fast. It's time to come in. Oh gosh, the despair. I will never catch a snowflake. And now the snow is stopping. You can just like see the resignation going on with this kid. He's got kind of a Charlie Brown look to him too that I really like. His big round head. One last flake, his last chance. It's so great. Lands in the snow and he catches it in his hand. And like, I love this where he's got it in his hand and he's caught it, but like he like sees for the first time probably like what a snowflake looks like.
Yeah, how
up close.
intricate.
And you can see the star shape like reflected in his eyes. And then I love this page so much because it shows like what it looks like in his mitten and how like it slowly melts. And it becomes like this special thing for this kid that, you know, like he was determined to catch one on his tongue and he caught it in his mitten and that ended up being like a much more special thing. And I feel like that really captures the mindset of kids. Like they'll just get these ideas about things and it's all about experiencing the world through their senses. And it's just like constant wonder and surprise. And I love the mom in this too. Like she's very understanding. Like she lets him stay out there until like the last possible minute. And then like inside there's hot cocoa. I love the stark, like black on white and that he goes, he makes snowflakes inside. Just really fun. Yeah. I love the spirit of this one. What did you think, Mary Ellen?
Oh, I loved it. And I think like the last page where you showed him making the snowflakes would be a great segue into the kids making their own snowflakes. So I could even see this not only for preschool, but maybe kind of that kindergarten age, first grade, where you get some scissor skills in there if they're making their snowflakes. But yeah, I really like just the whole color story of it. And the end papers were great, where he's getting ready to go out. And here he is.
I didn't notice that before. That's great.
Yeah, he's with the paper snowflake. I think, too, it's got some great social emotional things because he's saying it's his last chance to catch that snowflake. And you can see him concentrating, but he doesn't ever really get too upset.
Yeah.
You know? But
it's kind of like the other book.
Yeah.
It kind of models like, okay, adapt.
Yeah, that problem solving. It's not quite turning out the way I want to, but let's see where it goes. So, yeah, I really thought this was a fun one, too. So, yeah, I think this whole set would make a great little set there for talking about snow. And, of course, there's so many other great snow books. You can combine them with other things in our collection, too, that we have. But it's always, I just think it's always great fun when we get a new snow book out.
Yeah.
So,
what's last, Mary Ellen?
oh, well, let's both talk about this because I think we both really love it. It's How Does Santa Go Down the Chimney by Mac Barnett and illustrated by John Klassen, which right there, great combination. This one we had reviewed not too long ago, the 20 Questions book.
Yeah.
And so it reminded me a lot of that. But how does Santa get down the chimney? I think that's great because how many kids really do ask that?
Oh, yeah.
You know, how does he do it? How does it work? Does he cinch up his belt? Or shrink himself down to the size of a mouse. So there's some rhyming in here, too, which I really love a rhyming book. It's great for phonological awareness. But what I like about this is you could stop at each page and talk about the questions. How do they go down? Is that seem feasible? Is that going to be a practical solution?
Can the human body actually do that?
Yeah, I mean, so many things to talk about. Does it go head first or feet first or neither? Does it get stuck partway down? So really, a lot of fun just figuring out how does Santa get down or talking about. They don't figure out, but you know.
Oh, and if you don't have a chimney, which a lot of kids don't.
Yeah, so what happens then? And so they talk about the key under the flower pot, even though nobody is ever supposed to mention that. So how would he find out about that? I love flatten himself going under the door.
Or does he slip through the pipes and come out of your faucet? There's just like a lot of... visual comedy. I love John Klassen's illustrations. They're just perfect for this.
And I love how they did the nighttime, but it doesn't seem so dark that you can't see what's going on. I just really like that illusion of the nighttime, but it's not so dark. So yeah, all different ways. Talks about, well, the dogs must like Santa very much or else they'd bark. So why don't they bark? So lots of, can he see in the dark? Heat vision goggles. Or should they leave out carrots, not cookies, since they're good for his eyesight when he's in the dark? So this would be a fun one to talk about. I think you need to leave a lot of time for discussion. Or you could kind of read it first and go through it and then go back through and read it a second time and discuss it. So you could read it one time just to get the rhythm of the story and then go back and talk about the page and let the kids, that dialogic reading where the kids might lead the discussion, I think would be really fun to do. But then it ends with, but I'm so glad he can. So obviously we both really like this book.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
What was your favorite thing about the book?
I don't, as I was looking through it, like the first couple of times, I kept having a different favorite page. I think the one where does Santa ever get stuck partway down and need one of the reindeer to give him a kick? Like I love like this guy supervising with his coffee mug. And we didn't have a fireplace growing up, but my parents bought this cardboard one. And I must not have been a very inquisitive kid because I was like, good enough. Like you must be able to get down here somehow. There's no chimney. But it worked. But I love the playfulness of this. I think Mac Barnett is like one of our best kids books writers right now. Like I feel like he does great stuff in the text. Like, it's very simple but very funny. I think this works for adults too.
Yeah. And
like the thing about the key under the flower pot, I'm just like, that's hilarious.
Yes.
Like, a lot of adults will find that funny.
So I would say older preschool into early elementary is perfect for this book. And they would have a lot of fun with it. So
That's pretty funny too.
Yes, just
Where's my cookie?
So just another fun one about Santa.
Right, and physics.
Yes. So again, how does Santa go down the chimney? And then you can ask the kids, how do they think Santa goes down the chimney? So yes, great. Well, a great set of books, Sheri. Thank you
these
very
were fun.
much.
You bet.
And thank you for joining us for Picture Book Chat. And we look forward to talking again next month. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.